Coming here has been a lot of like rebuilding, watching, you know, shattered glass glitter again, if that makes sense. That was like super deep, and I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's talk about how moving abroad changed me as a person. Holy shit, I've been waiting for this one. My name's Jenna. I'm an American who moved to Barcelona, Spain back in March of 2025. So a lot has changed. It has been a wild ride. My YouTube channel is at The World's Publicist. If you want to see more of my experiences, make sure you're subscribing to my channel to be a part of my community because, wow, there has been so much that has happened, and I'd love to get into it. So, when we talk about how much I've grown, it's kind of like in sections because you have the honeymoon stage, then you have the, okay, holy shit, like I live here. And then you have the, like, okay, like I really live here. And like, this is how life is going to look like. And if this is how I want to continue, this is what's like my daily life. Like, I'm not going back to the US after this. The first few months being in a new country is literally being like a baby learning how to walk. You're in a new place that has a new culture, a new language, you're getting a new bank account, you're figuring out health insurance, you're figuring out accommodations. Sometimes there's a language barrier, sometimes there's not. You're figuring out where to get your coffee every morning, what your routine looks like. Everything is just fresh and exciting, and using the metro and figuring out the right ticket to get and not the tourist traps that they have, which I can make another video on. But just certain things like that, and like seeing all the monuments for the first time and structures and things that we've seen only in our history books in the US. But also at the same time, you're figuring out who your friend group is, and you're really becoming like extremely resilient and really confident and comfortable in like being insecure, because there was a lot of times where I felt like lonely, like I was, trying to create a friend group here, so I was going to meetups by myself and like putting myself out there and just like trying to get to know new people, and that's how I made some of my best friends. And then after that, it was meeting some people through TikTok, believe it or not, and just meeting people in strange ways that you're not normally used to. And then when you meet one person, you kind of meet another, and then it becomes like your group starts to form, and you start to get to know people here, and it becomes a lot more comfortable. But I think just being very comfortable in the uncomfortability, being confident in your insecurities, and really leaning into that because people can relate to you. I think one thing I've also noticed moving here is that we're all going through the same things. People just want to connect. Another piece to the puzzle, I would say, is just perspective. People here work to live, whereas, like in the US, people live to work all the time. Like it's just this go, go, go mentality. Whereas, like here, people actually enjoy sitting on terraces, and terrace culture is a big thing. Enjoying people's company, taking time with dinner, eating super late, like just slowing down life a little bit. Life doesn't revolve around work. One of the biggest things I noticed here is that when you meet someone new, the first thing they ask you isn't, so what do you do for a living? Whereas in the US, that's what it typically was. They actually get to know you first. So you're not really identified by like the job that you have. This is the one place I've also felt the most artistically creative. I'm a creative person. There's art all around in Barcelona. I've gotten so many opportunities just like to collaborate on social media with different businesses that I normally otherwise wouldn't have gotten in the US. I was posting the same way in the US that I post here. And I ended up even like working with some companies on like social media deals and things like that, just in exchange for free food or just like the experience. And that in general has been really cool for me because it showed me that there are other avenues that are possible for me to potentially go into. I also feel like Barcelona healed a lot of old trauma wounds that I've had that used to really bother me. And now when I think about them, I'm kind of like, okay, this was a part of my life. It doesn't define my life, which is something I was like desperately searching for back in the US. I just, for some reason, couldn't come to terms with. Some things you realize just like aren't that deep anymore. This place has really shaped and evolved who I am into a much stronger human being, keeping a good attitude when you're down, really being like your own backbone and your own cheerleader. And like, understanding that there are people you can lean on when you are upset. You feel isolated because nobody really understands what you're going through. Like, that is also a learning experience for you to self regulate your own emotions. There's also been like identity deaths, I would say, which is a weird thing to say, but like learning a new language, you like kind of learn a different personality that you never knew you had, or just being in a different country, like you say goodbye to old versions of you and enjoy new versions of you as well, and build and grow and really see like who you are as a person and what you like versus what you don't like, and what you will put up with versus what you won't, because you are very much independent in this situation. I think I am the calmest I've ever been, the happiest I've ever been. I even got like a job opportunity back in the US and I turned it down because I just knew I would be miserable. Even my dad was like, "Your story in Barcelona isn't over yet. Like, I've never seen you genuinely like glowing from the inside out," which means a lot to me. I don't even wanna get emotional about it because like, it's been a really rough journey. Yeah, it's been a beautiful experience. Like, I just love the life that I built for myself here, and I truly feel like I have built my life here from the ground up, which is, like, incredible to say, moving to a whole new country and just experiencing brand new things. If you are thinking of moving abroad, you feel like you're stuck, or you are just interested in my experiences, like my videos, comment what you want to see more of, and subscribe to my channel. I talk all about my experiences abroad. I document all of it honestly and authentically. So if this is something you're interested in, subscribe to my channel at The World's Publicist, and I'd love to see you be a part of my community.